honestly not gonna say polarizing, but like I do have some like there are issues that I could just get really mad about because it's like why is our world this way, man?
What's the stuff that you get mad about?
Well, I was gonna be like, okay, well, the shooting, for example, I'm like, we're
the
just
Uvalde?
gonna huh?
The Uvalde shooting? Talking about?
Yeah, the one in the States.
The
guy.
The Texas. It was like the Texas school children. That's
18-year-old kid. After his, I think it was shortly after his 18th birthday, he got a hold of a military-grade assault rifle and decided to shoot up a school.
Yeah.
What gets me angry is the fact that America doesn't seem like they don't want to do anything. They're just going to keep going into this cycle. Yeah. So it makes me think, okay, like what the heck does the government have to do with this? Because they have to be profiting off of this somehow. But that gets me mad because in Canada and everywhere else in the world, statistically, we've only had maybe less than a handful of shootings. But we have strict gun laws, right? Yeah. Like, it doesn't make sense. You can still provide strict gun laws to make it harder to acquire a military-grade assault rifle without imposing on people's rights. Yeah. It just doesn't make sense. So, like I said, either the government's probably benefiting off of this somehow, or they just don't give a shit. Which I think it's a little bit of both.
I think, and yeah, it's a tough situation because a lot of I mean, he got it legally. Did he get that gun legally?
I think so, but it's like it's not. It's. I think it was legal, but the thing is, it's still way too easy.
I heard a conspiracy that he was like a federal agent.
But why would a federal agent shoot up kids?
I think just to get
kids. These were kids. They barely lived their lives.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know. It's just complete bullshit on America's part. Yeah. And the thing is, like I said, if they go through this cycle where they're like, a mass shooting happens. Everyone's sad.
And then talk about gun control.
Yes, and then nothing happens. And it keeps going in this cycle. Yeah. That's what pisses me off about it. Because, like I said, it takes a long time to even get, like, a license here.
Yeah. It makes sense to have a sort of like a period of like assessing all the people you're selling guns to, right? You just don't sell guns to any crazy person off the street. But in Chicago in America, they have some of the most strictest gun laws, but Chicago's like a war zone. It's just
I know
it's
gangster
bill or whatever.
I know it is, and I understand that. The only thing is, I think gun laws should be taken on a federal level.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Across, like not have one state here. Complete freedom in Nevada. You could open carry. You don't need any license.
Like you can like it's like in Nevada you can open up a can of beer and like you won't get arrested. But the thing is, if you do the same thing in like the middle of like Kansas or something, you're probably gonna get arrested. Yeah. Right. Like this type of thing should be federal, just like everywhere else. Most of it's federal.
Yeah. What would be your
my solution?
Not the solution, but like the law. If it was federal and it was across the board for America.
The only thing is, I think obtaining the license should be much more thoroughly investigated. Yeah. You know, have more background checks, have more mental health assessments. Mental health assessments, especially because you don't know what the hell's going on inside someone's head when they're trying to purchase a gun. Mm-hmm. Right? Some people are just gun enthusiasts. I get it. You guys can have your guns, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not doing that. What we're trying to restrict is the amount of batshit crazy people wanting to purchase a rifle and then going to the nearest school or the nearest anything to shoot the place up. Mm-hmm. That's what you would want to try to avoid. Like, I would say almost mimic what we have here in Canada. Almost. Yeah. Almost. Because the only thing is because you can't appease everyone with these laws. Because if you say you put an American here with like who wants their guns, right? It's much harder to get it.
I get where you're coming from, Alyssa, and I don't know why we got in. This is heavy to start.
I know.
It's I don't think that like the law, because in America they're so close to Mexico too. In Mexico they're just running guns all the time with the cartels.
Understand
it'd be easier to probably get it illegally in America than to get even if you live in a strict place like California, you could probably get a gun off the street, right? So it's like they're past the point of like just saying don't buy guns or restrict them to make it harder to buy guns. I think that probably the best solution would be if there was more security.
Well,
more
that's what I mean.
With those cops in that, specifically that Uvalde shooting, right? They were out there for like, what, 50 minutes? They were just waiting, like just standing around for like an hour.
Well, yeah, obviously. But the thing is, I understand why they were standing around, because theoretically, if they're not in the right headspace, you don't want to piss them off more, being like, get on the fucking ground now, you know? That type of thing. I mean, if you've seen that, how many times has that gone successfully?
Well, I don't know. Because at a certain point, if there's already shootings going on, like, I'd say, okay, forget the protocol and just rush the motherfucker, right? Because it's like each minute or so they're in there, you never know what's going on.
Yeah, but it's also a hostage situation.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a hostage situation. Once he comes gunning around, he can point a gun at you and be like, you know, the police might be over there or whatever, what have you. He can go straight up to the police and be like, I'm gonna shoot this guy,
this kid, or whatever,
if you don't do what the fuck I say.
Yeah, but how many? There's the 12. How many kids were there?
I don't remember how much kids they were. I just remember how many died.
How many altogether?
I think
there's 2 teachers and
two teachers. The rest were kids, but it was like almost. I'm gonna say around 10 to 15 casualties. Yeah. Which, like I said, that's what the police try to avoid, right?
Once the shots, here's my superhero moment where it's like the police, the redemption arc for these guys, just waiting out there. Okay, shots are going off. You're hearing people screaming. People are yelling out like, you know, children are dead here, right? After this, they still wait around. They're still out there just like twiddling their fingers. I would say at a certain point, there even came a time, I think, when one of the parents of the students in the classroom came in with his own gun. He fucking came from work, said, fuck it. It's been long enough. Like, I'm going in there to save my fucking kid, right? To make sure that my kid's still alive. And they held him back, right? So in a certain, I get that it's a hostage situation, but also like at a certain point, like it's the trolley situation. You got to maybe sacrifice, because you never know. He could have had all this ammo or whatever.
Yeah, I understand where that's coming from. The only thing is, though, like, I understand like wanting to save as much as possible. I really do. I get that on a moral and ethical standpoint, right? The only thing is, my goal is personally, my in-head goal is like to prevent these situations from happening at the source. So if they don't happen, they don't have to put themselves in this situation at all, right? I understand the trolley problem. Like, the trolley problem. I know. I've taken a couple of. I know my ethics, right? Like, I know where I morally stand. The only thing is, to kind of have, like, to prevent these kind of situations from happening, you have to cut it off at the source. You know, like, what's a snake without its head?
Yeah. So to cut it off from the source, it would be like, maybe have, because in America it feels like there's like a lot of undiagnosed mental
well, that too, it goes into that, right?
Where it's like you're always living in like this celebrity lifestyle, like it's like all caring about what you want to be, and especially those types of people, like they want to be glorified, like
egotistical people,
shooters,
narcissists.
They're on the news and everything.
Yeah, like some of them either want the attention, or they're just nuts and they don't have any empathy for these people. They have empathy for no one. You know? Yeah. It's messed up, but it ties into the whole mental health thing. Mental health assessments are so vital, I think. Yeah. Because you would want to know where you, like, for me personally, I always like to know where I stand. Right? Like, I always want to be like, okay, something I can wrap my head around. If I know what the problem is, I have a label for it. Right? And that's why I think mental health assessments are so, like, important. Like, but the only thing is, that ties into mental health, you only want help. People who need help, they want to be able to help themselves, not when they're forced to. Because we can't really force everyone to get a mental health assessment either. if they don't want to, because not everyone's gonna want to.
Or showing up to a therapist, or you could just lie.
Exactly.
If you really just everything's
exactly. Good. That's why I'm just saying the laws itself will lower the rate significantly. I mean, look what they did with Australia. They had a shooting. I don't remember, but the thing is, once they've tightened those gun laws, they haven't had a shooting since.
Yeah.
We've only had on record, I think Canada's maybe only had like 2 to 5.
Yeah, we're
on record.
Well, like mass shootings you're talking about.
Yes.
I think in Toronto and there's a lot of people getting buried and winding up in the sea. You know,
I was gonna be like, Ontario's becoming that, like, no offense, it's kind of becoming a shithole, but
Ontario, yeah.
Yeah, well, just because real estate prices, everything's going up. Inflation for us.
It's like the New York of Canada, right? Like
it's
ridiculous.
It's bustling. It's bustling. It's so busy, but
there,
depending on where you live. Yeah, crime can be a really big problem, especially here too.
Yeah, and here,
Here it's pretty bad. We're like, I would like to say that we're Chicago of it all. Chicago/Florida, because we get a lot of weird stuff too.
Yeah, no, there's remember that guy that robbed the fire truck?
I think I might have seen that on Reddit or something.
I think we were in I don't know, I think I might have been in, maybe before you came in, I was in the school in Herzing, our broadcasting class, and I think I remember hearing about that and going like, this is like a golden story. Like, this is one of the best stories to talk about, right?
Well, the thing is, like, the weird stuff that I have, like, that I've seen recently, it's not even crime related. It's it's like someone, like, when the potholes are full of water, like those deep potholes, someone went fishing in one of them.
Oh yeah.
And that was so funny. That was on like Reddit. That was on TikTok. Oh, that was funny.
Yeah. No, our potholes were bad enough that you could fish in them, right?
Yeah, I know. And like I think it got enough traction where I think the guy who's actually fishing made a lot of people's day.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, that's just Winnipeg for you.
Yeah,
like we're
Winnipeg
just
Wyland. I think it's
TikTok.
Winnipeg Wyland TikTok. Yeah.
Oh, I watch that all the time.
Yeah,
I'm like,
some crazy shit going on.
I know, like, people will like bang on like police cars.
Yeah.
Full well knowing that they're police cars. Oh, that was
with
crazy.
The cops are in them too.
Yeah,
the cops are
I'm
in
just
them
like,
and
what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But Winnipeg has its own set of problems. Like, we got our own set of problems, dude.
Yeah.
We really do. Like,
Lowest
comparing ourselves
wage.
to. Yeah, but it is going up slowly. But the thing is, it's not.
It's the lowest.
It's low. It's still one of the lowest. Yeah, and we're actually becoming one of the more expensive places to live. We're not like at the top, but we're not at the bottom either. Yeah. Because the cheapest place to live. Guess what? The cheapest places to live right now.
In Canada?
Yeah.
I'd say none of it. No, it wouldn't be like those Northwest Territories. No.
No.
Why?
It's one of the provinces for sure.
PEI.
No.
Alberta.
No, you're close.
What's the one beside it? Calgary? Saskatchewan, yeah.
Yeah, Saskatchewan is currently like the cheapest place to live. Huh.
Why is that? Why would that be?
I didn't read the full source, but I did. Take my words with a grain of salt, but this is what I've heard. I think they reference some poll or something. They referenced an article though.
Booming economy, I guess.
Yes.
It's just like good wages and like still.
I think so. I think I think it's just mostly due to. I think it's just the cost of living that they took the measure of. But like I said, we're not the worst. From what I've read, we aren't the best, but we aren't the worst. We're kind of like in the middle right now, but we're growing.
In Saskatchewan, right? They have the oil, right? That's the oil.
Alberta too.
And I think North America didn't we tie our dollars to oil, so they're laughing with their money, right? Like
I know, but then the thing is, we produce our pipelines produce. I don't remember how much they produce, but we actually contribute to the world's gas,
give
right?
A lot to overseas, yeah.
Right. The only thing is though, like with Winnipeg's gas prices being what, like last time I checked was $2.07. Mm-hmm. I didn't really check lately, but
yeah, it's $2.07.
Yeah, that's nuts. This is the highest I've ever seen it.
It's rough.
It's
rough.
the highest ever.
I go to fill up my gas and I'm like, well, there goes me eating.
Like $90.
Not even like it's
really?
100. Well, because I gotta get premium.
Oh well, premium. Well, there's not really too much of a difference.
120 though, but like for my little Chevy Cruze, 56 liters, something like that, 54. Yeah.
That's what's stopping me from buying a car.
It's straight up like a
payment. I was really like about to be like, okay, let me just get like a shit box that'll get me from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Right. Like I don't care. Like I want something to just go around in. Right. I don't really need the newest bloody thing. So I was just like looking, and even used cars are just ridiculous. Oh my god. Don't even like it's when you see used cars at the dealership. Me personally, from like comparing to like private sale and everything like that, these cars should be at least a third. They're priced at least 30% over for some reason. It's not even funny because I saw like maybe like a 20s, like early 2010s car that was selling for about $15,000. Yeah. I'm like, how is it worth still $15,000? They depreciate. How it's supposed to go is that they depreciate as soon as you take it off the lot.
Yeah.
And then its first 3 years is when it's most valuable.
Yeah, no, the used cars are ridiculous, but I mean, it's like harder even to find new cars, right?
That's the thing, right? Like even the only thing that's new that I've seen are like trucks, SUVs that I can't afford, and I'm like, I wish I wasn't so poor. Well,
you're not poor. You know you're working and everything.
I'm still working, yeah, but like I have to live a more constricted lifestyle now.
Yeah, just because you're in school though.
Yeah, so like no eating out all the time, you know, and I'm notorious for eating out.
Oh yeah,
I have like the skip the dishes. I got the Uber Eats. Oh my god,
that'll just fuck your bank account up. Like I don't care how much money you make if you're ordering.
True, but the thing is, like, I used to do that when I was living with my parents, and that's a whole different story for a different time. But I used to do that all the time. Now, not so much. So now I make my meals at home. You know, I only eat out when it's really late and I just don't feel like cooking. You know what I mean? Something that's convenient. Like I'll get like chips and queso or like a rice bowl or McDonald's or something. Yeah. I try to constrict it to more like less expensive unless it's like
a rice bowl at McDonald's, did you say?
No, like a rice bowl or McDonald's.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, you know, like stuff like a cubadoba or like something Asian, like a Japanese rice bowl or something. Those can be
bowl.
Yeah. Something that those are it's more bang for your buck.
Yeah, you get like some stir fry. I like getting Palatine stir fry. Have you ever been there?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, yeah.
No. I'm picky and I usually go like with the same stuff normally.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Well, you know what you like.
Yeah, well, I live near like a bunch of stuff where everything is completely accessible with either a walk or a bus ride.
Yeah.
So like I've tried Five Guys. Wasn't a fan.
You're not a fan of all those fries?
Like no, that was too much.
I had so many fries.
That was too much. I was like, the burgers are okay. It's a bunch of fries. Same with George's. Yeah. George's is the same way. They're really good. But I think George's is a little better, though.
George's is, I think a little bit. Like the burger-wise.
Yeah, burger-wise, they're a lot, I think.
For fries, like they gave me so much fries with Five Guys.
I work next to a freaking Five Guys. At the last, I got like a regular fry. It was like this freaking big, overflowing, and I'm like... I'm like looking at my coworker. I'm like, we should have just split this. Why did you get onion rings? Like, like I just felt like so. I'm like, I'm not gonna eat this.
And you can take the peanuts too. They have like a big bag of peanuts.
I've never been actually in.
Oh, you never been inside one?
No, I've always had my coworkers go get me some.
Oh yeah, there's like a scoop where you just scoop peanuts. I don't know what kind of business do they run at Five Guys. They like, hey, here's all the fries. If you want, there's a big bag of peanuts there. You can.
I don't know. I went during COVID when there was like no dine-in.
Yeah.
So I probably just went up to even if I was inside, I probably just went in, ordered my food, left.
Yeah.
So I don't even think that was a thing. But like I said, the burgers from Five Guys are okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
They're nothing to like.
No, it's average.
Yeah.
It's average burger, you know.
They got mid burgers. Yeah.
Mint.
Mid.
Oh, mid. I thought you said mint. I don't like
middle. I'd say, have you ever gotten to Fat Boys? Fat Boys, I think it came from the States and they came out here. Those are good burgers. You get it's like $20 burger. So. Yeah.
Well, I've actually never had a proper Fat Boys because I don't like chili on my burgers. I'm very plain.
Well, you could go whatever, like a bacon cheeseburger.
Because I swear to God, the best burger place that I've been is in Kleefeld. So
Kleefeld?
Yeah.
What like just a random shop? Like
yeah, it's like a random shop. Like
those have the best though.
I know, but like it was a random shop around Kleefeld because I went to a slow pitch tournament to watch, and then there was like this little like market that they had in the community center parking lot. So I'm like, okay, I went around. After that, after he was done playing ball and I was done like shopping and everything, we went across the street to get food because you just have to walk like half a block, and then across the street there's like a burger shack or something.
Oh, yeah, was it one of those like stand, like it was like an actual?
Yeah, it was like an outdoor, like it was like a little diner, but it was like
mobile or just like
it was
like a lemonade stand kind of.
It's one of those things where it's like
looked like it was built.
It's out. You dine outdoors.
The guys look like they didn't have permits.
Well, I wouldn't freaking know. I
I'm
wouldn't know. I haven't. It's like a It's like the little window. You like slide the window up. You slide the window up, but it's completely stationary. But it's completely stationary though.
Did you say, "What can I get you, toots"?
No.
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 What do you want?
What do I want?
Yeah. What do you want? Hurry
up. You know what I would say to that? I'd say for you to fuck off, sir.
Yeah. That's what you would say to the burger guy?
Well, no, because I'm mean sometimes.
Okay.
If you say it like condescending like that, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I want you to fuck off, sir.
What can I get you, toots?
I was gonna be like,
we're heating
up yours, asshole.
Oh man. No.
No, I'm so sorry. If someone gets like really sassy on me, I can be twice as sassy back. Well, I don't care.
Well, like I passive aggressive kind of thing where you can sense it.
I'm so passive aggressive. Yeah. It's not even funny. But you just can't say condescending bullshit like that. You know what I mean? Like, if you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you, no problem. Like, I'm nice for the most part. Yeah. It's just when you piss me off. When you piss me off, but like when you say like stupid stuff.
The burger guy in the hypothetical, you got to understand what he's been going through, right?
I get it.
He's living in his burger shack. He closes it down for the night, and he's still sleeping in the grease.
How do you know?
Yeah, the pandemic. I'm just making it up.
I was gonna be like, at this point, you're just creating a narrative that suits your interests.
But aren't we all in life? Aren't we all creating a narrative to suit our interests and our?
That's a very philosophical way of putting it.
Yeah.
But you can control your image to a point, but not really.
Yeah, that's true. You know, the truth always comes out eventually.
Have you I've seen a lot of stuff on Reddit, like "Am I the asshole" type of thing, or confessions or relationship.
Those are sometimes they get a little crazy.
But I love reacting to those.
Yeah.
It's so
what's some of the best "Am I the asshole"?
I think no. Actually, there was one. Oh darn! I have to pull up the TikTok again because I watch the TikTok, right? Because I like it being spoken to me sometimes.
Yeah.
Because when I'm like doing laundry, if I'm doing the dishes, I don't want to sit here and read it. I have to be like.
Those videos could get really addictive
but
too.
I know.
You can watch them all day. Yeah.
Literally, I've I think a third of my For You page is literally "Am I the asshole for blah 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 blah." I think there was one that I was listening to today. I think this guy he has a daughter and she has a stepson, but the stepson always kept violating the daughter's privacy. Like he would take things from her and everything. And then at one point he had enough. Like the dad had enough, and he's like he had a talk with his mom, right? And like what you're doing is you're pushing her, you're violating her boundaries. Like we would ask you not to do it anymore.
Sorry, the son?
Yeah, the stepson
and the daughter.
Yeah.
And did it tell you how old they were?
I think the stepson was in his 13, 14,
okay. And
the daughter was 16.
A little bit older. Yeah,
just a little bit older. And then I think what the stepson was like, you don't have, you came to live with my mom. I'm not gonna do what you say, type of attitude thing. And I'm just and then I think, what did he do? He was gonna go to a friend's party, and his dad told him no, right? And I'm like, I personally think that I'm you're not the asshole for that. You're just parenting your son or parenting your stepson. Obviously the mother didn't agree, obviously, but I'm no, he was he was in the right. With the title, sometimes they're misleading, right?
Well, that's pretty tame. Like, it's not that bad. I've seen some that were like really messed up.
Like how messed up?
Like, I guess it might be my feed. It might be.
It could be.
It might be just what like the algorithm's based off of. But I'll go onto Reddit. It's not NSFW. It's not safe for work. But there'd be like, "Am I the asshole?" And it's like, my wife, day in and day out, spends more time with like our dog. She lets the dog sleep together. She lets the dog lick her.
Oh God! Okay, that's crazy. That's
called her
nuts.
out on
That's nuts. I get like pick me girl drama, like family drama, that type of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just, like I said, I don't know if it's just my For You page or just like TikTok really knows the childhood trauma.
Yeah,
I think it knows. TikTok knows a lot of shit.
Yeah, apparently they have I think it was banned. They're trying to ban it in
China.
No, China was trying to ban, or no, it's an app in China, but I think they tried to ban it in Canada and US too, right?
They tried, but I don't know what's going on with that.
Too many teens, I think, are using it. I think too many people are just loving it. But
I mean, I have a lot of like, I love watching TikTok. Like, I used to be like, oh, I'm not gonna watch TikTok. Next thing you know, I download TikTok. I'm like,
you can, as soon as you open it up, it starts hitting you with like fire videos. You're getting fire videos. Like, I don't even know. Like, I barely used it, but I remember like when I was using it, and I just open it up, it would show like stuff that I just liked, and I was like, holy crap! Like,
I know.
I wasn't signed in or anything.
Well, people even over my shoulder, because like, if I had to describe my For You page, it's the "Am I the Asshole" confessions off my chest, like off my chest confessions type of thing. Okay. A third of it, like I think a good third of it is those. The next part is probably like Marvel acting challenges, or like people who are like
cosplays. The cosplays are dope.
Love it. I love it. Oh my God, some of them are
good.
Right. Some of them are like
better than the actual characters I've seen.
Yeah, like, or it mimics the character perfectly, or like they do like what do you call it? If certain MCU characters, and then they put them in a certain situation, and the actor on screen would act out as if that character was doing it. So like if Tony, like if the MCU character saw you graduate or something like that, you know what I mean? I'm like something like it's cool. Corny, cheesy, that type of shit. Yeah. It's like acting, like I said, like acting type of stuff, and then the rest of it's like couples comedy.
Those I've seen some stuff.
Because then I'm like, ooh, this is so perfect to send to the boyfriend, this is. I'm like, is this you? Like, come on, is
couples
this you?
Arguing is funny. Like, it's like obviously it's acted out or whatever. But some of them are just good bits.
Or some of them are just genuine reactions. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like they'll just shove a camera in your face and be like, hey, this is blah blah blah. Like, what would you do? Like, I think there was one where I think she goes, she's like, I have a crush on you, and he goes like, we've been in a dead ass relationship for like 2 whole years. Oh yeah. And I'm just like, me, I would totally pull that type of thing.
Would you be? You'd be the person saying?
Yeah, asking the question. It's like, I have a confession.
I got a crush on you. so corny,
but it was funny though. Like this reaction was funny. Yeah. I don't remember how it ended. He's like, yeah, we've been in a dead ass relationship for 2 whole years. Yeah. It's like, I'm putting up with your BS jokes, man. I thought it was cute. I'm like, that's funny. Yeah. I don't know. I like that type of stuff, and then the rest of it's just random video game like news.
But I'm always scared of TikTok. TikTok is scary because like it knows you too well, right? It's one of those.
It does. I think it knows you on like a Google type of level.
Yeah.
Because Google's like the biggest search engine
probably
in the world.
Probably even worse.
Well, Google's like I said, it's the biggest search engine of all time. It knows you. Mm-hmm. It can probably determine what you like within like a first.
I fuck around on Google just to throw them off the scent.
Oh my God!
Type in a lot of gay porn.
Oh God!
A lot of like.
So the FBI doesn't track you, or the CIA. Like, what do you have to be doing to get the CIA and the FBI on your tail, though? That's my question.
To get them off your tail?
No, to get them to. Why are they investigating you in the first place?
I tried to get the FBI involved. Me and my buddies ran a little experiment back in the day.
Oh my God.
I would like send. We just had a group chat. It was over Facebook, right around a couple years ago when everyone's worried about their privacy and everything like that. And they said, I don't believe like the government just comes in, based off of these key words. So I just constantly was like talking about how I was gonna assassinate the Queen of England.
And what happened?
Nothing. I actually, you know what? I think the worst maybe I was noticed that week a little bit more cop cars as in my day-to-day interaction, but that could have just been a coincidence.
I think that could have been a coincidence.
But the cops were staring at me each time when they're driving by, they were just locking it on me.
But the only thing is too,
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, I'm always an imaginative. I have a very imaginative brain, so like I'm like, oh, that could be the case. But I think they just store the information just in case.
And then wait for when something does happen. Okay, we can go back and check the files. Like.
Well, yeah, exactly. If it's like a crime that they really can't commit, like in person or something,
Like,
or if you're missing, I don't know.
With the, it's always good to have, because it's all the phone calls are recorded, right?
Yeah.
Everything. I don't know why when you call a business, they say, oh, the phone calls are recorded. I think we just know that at this point, right?
Well, all phone calls are
all of them are.
Yeah,
recorded.
because I'm like, how are you supposed to call them without the cell towers?
Yeah, exactly.
Really.
And then
like,
they always keep a database, and it's wild, and it's like what kind of came to fruition is like you see that Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. Have you heard about it?
I've heard of it. The only reason I haven't, I really don't have any kind of I have opinions.
Yeah,
the only thing is,
Alyssa.
the only thing is I didn't keep up with it because I'm indifferent to both actors. Yeah. I don't really care about Amber Heard that much. She seems like a nasty person.
She's crazy.
I mean, Johnny Depp though, like it's not as bad. But the thing is, I don't care.
Yeah, okay.
I don't care. The only thing that I really like, I wanted to come out of the situation because if whoever won, it was I could see cons on both sides.
Yeah. With
Amber Heard losing, like I'm asking you to just look at this as on a surface level and not really go anything deeper than this, but it kind of regresses the Me Too movement. Like I said, on a surface level, because okay, if like I said, that's why I said if you take it on a surface level,
yeah, it'll
make women feel like they aren't heard. You know, like pun intended, but literally, but you understand where I'm coming from though. Like it regresses the Me Too movement.
Kids, speaking just on Me Too movement strictly, right, and be open, right, with this is it's kind of fast and loose with the rules. It's like,
well, it's not a rule based thing though. Like
guy made me feel comfortable on the bus from just looking at me as technically a Me Too movement.
But it's not like that. It's more so the people who've gone through abuse or sexual assault. They aren't going to be taken as seriously.
Yeah. And
that honestly, like when I saw that, I'm like, okay, on the broader scale, that's disappointing because sexual assault is one of the most underreported crimes.
Yeah, no, it's
ever.
Like, what is it, 50? Not even less than 50%.
Yeah, but then even victims. But only a chunk of that actually get conviction, a proper conviction, and even if so, a lot of times in situations like this, when it's on for public record, the person will just get a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, no,
like take it that Brock Turner guy.
But
he raped some poor girl behind a dumpster.
Yeah,
that's he only got like 3 months probation or some shit like that.
Yeah,
that was complete. No.
There's definitely like a lot of, and it's very hard to like, especially it does fall, the due diligence does fall into the victim's hands because they do have to report it after the cold case or whatever files it goes into it. There should be a lot more, I guess, acceptance to people's telling their story, right? But in the case of this Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing, when she went to go tell her story, it was fabricated. So that's one of those things where it is a lie.
That's what I'm. Yeah, I understand that.
So like, guys shouldn't be victims. Just like with the pendulum swinging. If all this bad stuff happened in the past and it comes down, and this is like a guy can't breathe with his girlfriend and without being, or like I've had personally, like almost one of my first sexual interactions with a girl. she told she called the police on me saying that because we kind of had a fling and then kind of didn't have a fling anymore. It was always like it kind of burned out, but she called me an asshole and I used her for this and that. And cops showed up at my door saying that they wanted like this. She wanted to file for a sexual, not assault. Was it sexual assault? Sexual harassment. Sexual harassment because, or was it sexual harassment? No, I think it was a sexual assault case. Sorry, because she was younger than she told me she was 16. I was 17. Then I turned 18 when we were together for like about a year, and then it was just wild because like she told me she was older than she was. What we did was all consensual. I asked her multiple times. She said we're not gonna have intercourse. We didn't. We had what is it? The outer course, like something like it was just like something different.
And then there there is a Romeo and Juliet law that kind of circles in around that, like the the age of consent and consenting if there's a significant age gap type of thing.
Like a 14 and 15-year-old, I think that doesn't.
But it's still not the age of consent technically because Canada's age of consent is 16.
Yeah.
Right, but like I said, there is a Romeo and Juliet law somewhere. I wish I could quote it off the top of my head, but there is like a 5 year window. So as long as it was consensual, it's legal.
Yeah, so it was good. Everything, and the cops went and did their investigation, and I told them the truth and how I felt, and I said I got all these messages afterwards, kind of like still being on fairly good terms afterwards, the alleged assault, but it was just one of those things where it's like almost like it ruined a lot of how I feel in going forward with other relationships, because it was completely blindsided, and it's like it's so quick that a girl can just say that and it didn't happen the way she said it did, but it's hard to scrub that image as a guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
I know.
It's
like
almost
I
impossible.
understand.
Even if the case gets whatever thrown out and laughed at by a judge, it's.
I understand.
Almost
Yeah, I understand. Having it on both sides. You know what I mean? Like having those women's right, like the Me Too movement. The same thing should happen to men because there is men who get sexually assaulted out there.
Oh yeah.
There really is. But I'm like I said that the reason why I said that at the beginning because I'm like, okay, as a whole. The way it looks doesn't look great. The only reason I'm being so ambiguous right now is because I'm like, I don't know a lot.
Well, okay, I'll give you the rundown of this Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. So she sued him.
Well, I know the bare basics, but the thing is, I don't know what happened between them.
Here's the thing. I'll tell you what's happening. She won, right? She made a lot of money off of him because she said that he abused her. Or whatever. I think he gave her 50-something million for the divorce and everything. So and then threw in the fact that she was abused and all that stuff, and that's the grounds that she claimed for the divorce. And she was going through publicly bashing him and everything like that. Then they came out with this case. He wins. He wins because she was pretty much called on her bullshit, and I don't think it takes away from the Me Too movement. I think it just brings into another element that there's some girls out there that are just lying and piggybacking off like the Me Too movement and just kind of cashing in and see it as a payday and used to exploit it, right?
Yeah, I understand that there's always going to be people to exploit everything, right? And I understand that. That's why I'm just kind of I kind of weigh in the middle because like I said, I do see Johnny Depp's side. I really do. But the thing is, I'm not going to ignore what Amber said either. Yeah. I don't know. That's how I feel. And whose side am I on? I'm not going to say explicitly. Because I don't think, I don't think this is a time or a place to say what side I'm on.
Yeah, it's impossible to know the story, too.
Because, I wasn't there. I'm not Johnny. I'm not Amber.
Just the craziest things.
But, that
speaking
was nuts.
of, when we were talking about they recorded each other. They were recording each other with phone calls and stuff like that, and it's crazy. Like they're married, but it was kind of like one of those those two aren't together for each other. They're not meant
toxic.
for each other. A toxic relationship.
I think it was toxic on both sides, because there were parts of I saw the recording that Amber did, and I think I heard the some recordings on Johnny Depp's end. Yeah. Both of them were. I think that's how I said that's why I think that both of them are at fault. Yeah. Not 100. Neither one is 100% clean. Oh, obviously, sure. Because it takes two to tango in toxic relationships, right? Yeah. One can easily just as bad as the other. I would know. I was in a toxic relationship at one point.
You were in a toxic relationship?
Yeah.
Was it like? Because I always imagine a toxic relationship as that song with Eminem and Rihanna. I love the way you lie. It's still. It's not. It's like a burning. It burns bright though.
It wasn't.
It burns good.
It wasn't It wasn't physical. It was completely not physical. I think it was more emotional. Yeah. Than anything, emotional abuse type of thing. Mm-hmm. And at that point, how old was I? I was 18, so fresh out of school, still impressionable.
Were you getting mentally, emotionally abused, or? I
think emotionally for sure. Yeah. Because there were certain aspects of what he said about my physical appearance. Yeah. That I think that made him insecure, and that it turned into lashing out on me. Yeah. There was times where I had to do certain things to please his family or
dress up a certain way or whatever.
Yeah, where I didn't really feel like that. You know what I mean? I wanted to be comfortable in my own skin and in my own clothes. Yeah. Or I just wanted to look the way I wanted to look.
Was he white?
No.
Black?
No.
Asian?
Yes.
Is Asian?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know those types of people.
I know.
You know those types of people.
I know, but the thing is, I know that's why I don't want to contribute. I don't want to contribute that the whole thing, because I honestly think at the time that he was just insecure. Yeah. And knowing me, like I said, I was only 18. I didn't know any better. I was with this guy for a while until I had enough.
Was that the last? Actually, is that the last Asian guy you've been with? Did he?
I can't say. Okay. I can't say. No. But the only thing is though, but the thing is, like I said, the only reason why I say it takes two to tango, because the reason we broke it off is because I cheated on him.
Yes, but you were kind of already feeling the almost I get where you're it's the kind of the it's fading away when he's telling you to be someone you're not, so you're kind of losing. It's I know when a woman's almost lost interest, it's she just needs to get some sort of love from someone else, right?
The only thing is though, the person, the person after that wasn't that great of a guy either. Yeah,
it's because you're the rebounds are never the best anyways, right?
No. Mm-hmm. And it was until I met my current boyfriend, that's I think personally that's my first real relationship where it's
you can kick your feet up and you're
it's healthy. It's healthy. Mm-hmm. I did not experience that because we've been together for almost 4 years.
4 years. Well, yeah. Congratulations. Almost 4 years, or
yeah, it'll be 4 years this October.
Congratulations.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. And like I said, the whole thing, this is my first healthy relationship, and I was I kind of felt like I was on eggshells just a little bit, because I knew what to expect from my partners.
Yeah.
Right.
On eggshells with your boyfriend. That's what you
well, yeah. That's how I felt, because I felt like I shouldn't tell him certain things. Mm-hmm. In order to keep the peace, I was very hesitant about what to say, mm-hmm. In terms of certain aspects of my personality, right? Yeah. So I'm just okay, maybe I shouldn't, but he was actually very open and honest and completely understanding mm-hmm. about where I was coming from. He's one of my biggest supports then. He's been my biggest support now.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
So
that's good that you guys have that. You know what I mean? It's. Because very rare, it's weird, but it's kind of it's funny to think when you're going in and you feel like you're walking on eggshells, and then you kind of relax a little bit into when you're in a relationship. let your guard down, and you realize, oh, this is something I've never been able to do with.
I know,
with
and
my
like
previous relationships.
I haven't been able to. It was like my relation, because I've been like I don't know. I was dating since I was a late bloomer. I was dating at first 17. I was dating 17 when I had my first partner.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
that's not.
I don't know what to expect from them, considering that they are also the same gender. Like.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to like. I'm really weird about labels. Like I like anybody.
Oh, it's Pride Month, baby.
Well, I like.
It's Pride Month. You know.
Well, I identify with two like labels though. I can identify with either.
What label do you identify?
I can either identify as like
the L, right?
No, I can identify as like bisexual.
Okay, yeah.
But the thing is, I also identify with pan a lot. Pansexual.
Pan? What is pan again?
Pansexual is like you don't really have a gender preference, if that makes sense. Like, and I completely feel that same way, because I'm like, okay, it's not really about their genitals or their sex, it's not about that for me. But then the thing is, why I identify with bi a lot is because people actually know what that is.
Yeah,
and I interpret it.
Bisexual is a hard thing.
I interpret it bisexual as like liking the same gender versus liking other genders. You know what I mean?
But like the roles, like with pansexual, I would imagine is that like you can dress in a dress one day, right? And then you can go say, all right, I'm gonna put on a suit or whatever.
Well, yeah. Gender is a social construct. The person can identify as trans, non-binary, and that wouldn't be that's not a deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't bother. It doesn't bother me. Like, I look for the connection with the person and with their soul versus who physically that they are. Like, I'm more looking for like a more a personal connection, really.
That's big. Like, and I think I've especially with this Pride Month, it's something. We had Pride Parade about a week ago, right?
I wish I was able to go. I was working.
It was nice. I seen a lot of rainbow flags.
Lots of FOMO though, because like I said, I was working and I really wanted to go. And everywhere on my time, on my Instagram feed, I'm like, oh, I should have been there, but I was working.
It was lit. It was lit.
I really wanted to go. It would have been really nice to just be like, yeah, you know what, this is Pride Month. We fought for this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But we deserve to have that representation out there. And strictly based off of these movements that are going on with so we have BLM, we got the Stop Asian Hate, and we got the Pride, we got the Indigenous, and then the MMIM, the Missing Indigenous Women and Children. I think that's what it's called.
The Save the Children, right? Or the movement with
what was it? I forget.
All Children Matter.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And with the Mexican, Spanish, it's the Spanish heritage, whatever months that we have.
We also have an Asian heritage month.
Yeah. It was May, right? Asian Heritage Month. Yeah.
Yes.
Personally, I think the LGBTQ, their publicists, as far as Asian, you're Asian and I'm Black. I was like, with the BLM and the Asian heritage, we need their publicist, whoever's doing LGBT, because it's constantly almost every company's got rainbow flags. And
there's some things that I like about Pride, and there's something that's
it's an amazing.
I know, there is, like I said, there's always pros and cons to everything. I'm
publicist.
but there's But the only thing is, I wish it was more of a year-round thing where they would support it instead of just focusing it on just June, because it just kind of it seems fake if they just focus it on June.
Yeah, because it's as soon as it's okay, we're in July, drop the logo,
put up the regular flags again.
Get this shit off of our product, right?
Yeah, have it all around, not but subtly, you know what I mean? Yeah. You don't have to be oh yeah, we support you guys. I'm it's nice, but actions speak louder than words.
Exactly, and that's how I felt. Me and my Black buddies were I was oh, Black Lives Matter now. We would look around hey, did you hear? We matter now.
I was gonna be
it's so weird. It's a weird thing, right?
I know it's especially it also comes up in the entertainment that we watch too. Mm-hmm. Think about all the movies. I think what was it? Well, the film industry is still still a large percentage of it is white people.
Yeah.
on and behind the
camera.
camera.
They're trying to make a push.
Yeah, they are, but there is it's here and there. I mean, like you know, I'm a Marvel fan, so like Moon Knight and Miss Marvel have represented the Middle East.
Oh, nice.
They're representing the Middle East.
Who's Moon Knight played as?
Well, Oscar Isaac plays Mark Spector, Stephen Grant, and stuff like that, because he has a split personality.
Yeah.
So he has DID and everything.
Yeah.
So it goes through his whole journey with Moon Knight, and it just heavily embarks Egyptian mythology, which I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's more supernatural, but you know, I like it. I watched it when it came out. Miss Marvel's only on its second episode now, but it's, you know what? I think in the first 2 episodes, I'm like, that's so immigrant families. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, that is such an immigrant family. I like just
how their characters or what?
Yeah, because I'm like, oh, I haven't gotten this before. You know.
What made them immigrant? They shared a 1 bedroom with 7 people?
No. It's the way that they discipline their kids.
Oh, they beat them?
No.
What?
They don't beat them.
They're
more. No, it's more stricter than what you get, I'd say, from a typical family. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a lot stricter, but you know where it comes from.
Like a place of love, yeah.
Yes, it comes from a place of love, but it's stricter. Mm-hmm. It's a lot stricter. Because I don't know. Sometimes you'll get like, I don't know, like the I love you's like, did you eat yet? Did you eat yet? And I'm like, yes, I did eat. Thank you. I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, that's how you know. I do that too, though. Like, if I care about someone, I'm like, did you eat yet? Yeah. Did you eat yet? Like, you don't go out of food.
I didn't eat. Yeah.
You need to eat, man.
Your boy is trying to get a little
muscle
chunk off. Yeah, I got a little bit of problem areas.
I was gonna be like, I got COVID weight.
You got COVID weight.
I was gonna be like, I don't care.
That's a good term. Yeah, I got the COVID weight. Yeah.
Well, no, because when I moved out, I was super skinny.
Yeah.
Like, what? I'm 5'6". I used to be around 120 pounds. I gained like 30 pounds since I moved out.
30 pounds, but you could easily shred that off.
I don't know. I think it's a little bit harder for women though.
Yeah.
Because you don't see it with my arms. You see it mostly in like my face, and my torso and everything like that. It's places where the sun doesn't shine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't see it in my arms because I look fairly skinny, right? But like I said, it's mostly you can tell by just sometimes you can just tell by the face.
Yeah. The weirdest thing is I got a buddy, right? He's like, actually he went and he came over when we sold the DVDs. That guy.
Oh, that
George.
guy.
He's got a weird shape about him. Because he's really skinny on the arms. He's really skinny in the legs. He's got a fairly skinny head. He's in a normal size head. But his gut, he's got just a beach ball of a gut.
So it's like it all goes into... I was going to say a beer gut.
It all goes into his gut. And I've seen people where it's like they're like tiny twig arms, twig legs, nothing.
Yeah, that's
tiny necks.
I know, like,
and just a big fucking.
It just distributes weird for everybody. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like for me personally, like I said, it doesn't go in the arms. It goes everywhere else. Yeah. It goes everywhere else. Like I have really, like big legs. So.
But I mean, you're not big per se. You're just you're getting thick.
You're getting thick. I'm just larger than what I used to be. You know what I mean?
Thick, like a triple milkshake.
Oh my god.
If you get good though, like you know what I'm saying. If you just.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm just like.
People like
I'm uncomfortable. I know people like it.
How's your boyfriend like? Does she like it?
I'm not gonna answer that.
Is he like, listen, I'm ready to get you on the pole right now?
No.
He's like, hey, listen, you're trying to get on OnlyFans.
Don't even. But I'm just saying, like, I'm at a point where I'm just like, I'm a little bit uncomfortable where I'm at.
Well,
like it's off and on. You know what I mean?
It's off and on. If you're thinking about exercising. It's just the same way you got the weight. It's the same way you're gonna lose it. A couple of years, you said it's COVID weight, so 2 years. You gotta give yourself 2 years. You know, just 2 or 3 times a week. You're laughing, right?
Yeah.
Don't order so much poke bowls. These rice bowls.
It's all about it's all about portion control too.
Not that fake healthy stuff, right? I've gotten a lot of You know, I thought Booster Juice was healthy. It's not that. It's not even
No.
that good. I was like a fool walking in thinking, oh, you know, it's a healthy.
I think it's because of all the sugars. It's
yeah.
like the sugars that they have in it too. Because not all all the food places, they can't be 100% healthy.
Yeah, because you gotta keep the guys coming back. You gotta keep someone.
Exactly. Like it's not bad. Like for me, Booster Juice is like something to have like once in a while. Mm-hmm. It's like saying like Subway's healthy.
Yeah.
Subway's not healthy.
Subway's borderline though.
No.
I've had times where I'm like, and it's only just in comparison to like McDonald's, where I'm like, I guess.
In comparison to McDonald's, yeah, but like all the fat and sodium comes from the, I think it comes from like the sauces and stuff.
Oh, in McDonald's?
No, in Subway.
Subway, yeah, and that's the thing. I don't get any sauce. I just get the meat, some cheese, and bread. Maybe
there used to be a freaking Subway next to where I worked. It was like my first year working at the store, and I would go there like two times a day. Yeah. One before work.
One after? Or one on
lunch break? Yeah.
Lunch break? Jesus.
Yeah.
And you get footlongs?
Yeah.
You just be taking footlongs to the face?
Jesus, I hate you. Don't even do that. You're terrible. You're lucky I'm not
2
drunk.
feet of
No, I would get one for lunch.
sandwiches.
That's it.
Oh, you'd get one.
Just one for lunch. But then I ate it so often that my coworkers called me like the spokesgirl for
Subway. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you'd go at the morning.
I just go before I go, like just before the store opened, because I didn't have a key at that time, right? Yeah. So I couldn't let myself in. So I had to wait. Yeah. I just had to wait. I sat there and I just waited because I knew people there.
But
I didn't eat anything.
That's we can't. I mean, we're not getting paid for this, but I think Subway's it's a fairly good brand, though.
Yeah, it's not compared. I mean, like, just don't get me talking about their spokesmodel, former spokesmodel.
Oh, spokesperson.
Yeah.
Jared the
freaking pedo.
Yeah, that was a weird sting operation too, because it was like he was like texting. Like a dude.
That still makes me uncomfortable.
It is wild, but
because it's
we can get a little bit lighter subject.
Well, yeah, just because I'm like don't even because I'm like it's disgusting. Leave it at that.
But it's like it's so childish the way he was going about it. It's like, hey, listen, I need some 12-year-old. You know, get me some 12-year-olds over here. I'm coming. It's wild. Like it's just like, dude.
I understand it's wild.
Have some you know. Shame, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Like just texting some random dudes, like bragging or whatever, some girl or something.
I know. It's just it's sad. It's so sad considering that he was in the public eye. That's the only thing. That's why I'm just like, oh, don't even go there. You know what I mean?
No,
it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like, we can talk about that thing on the wall.
And Subway will probably never recover from that.
Not completely. It will never.
It's always there because he was such a big component of the advertising, and it's like these guys like they're fun. Like it's hard to not associate him with Subway.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's why I'm just like they're doing better now, but they can't fully get rid of it because it's on the internet forever. Exactly, yeah. Unfortunately, whatever you post out there is permanent.
No, they're wilding with the deals though. Their deals are great just because of
their deals are good. No,
they get like $20, we'll give you like 3 subs. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and if you want to mix and match, right? Kind of mix.
Get
like a different one.
Prep for lunch for the rest of your work week.
I wish, but sorry, I'm just reading it.
Oh no, worries.
I have
You can read a whole memo on that.
No, because I this isn't sponsored, by the way. So this I just got a text by Detailed by Me on TikTok. Amazing. They make Marvel themed shirts.
Oh,
like Marvel merch.
Marvel merch.
It's not official.
It's not official. Okay.
No. It's not official. Like I can show you their Etsy page.
But and
sure. It's really nice.
Does Marvel say anything if they're like they're gonna shut them down? Because my buddy.
Well, no, because there's not like you can't have the titles in their thing. I think it's after their quotes of what they say.
Oh.
Yeah. So, hold on. So you can
Bucky
have the
Barnes,
name.
Maximoff.
Loki Lofus. And this is just a shirt, I think, or like a hoodie. But this is like one of their main designs, Detailed by Me. This is based out of Ontario. And they're cool. Really nice. I follow them on TikTok. I follow them on Etsy, and they're very nice.
So what was the text that they got you something? Something coming?
Well, no, it's just I think it was a promotional deal.
Oh.
I signed up for their promotional deals.
Did you order anything from them ever?
Not yet. I'm trying to combine an order with my friend so we can save money.
Oh, nice.
Because it's like, it's for just a shirt, it's like $28. But it's small business, so I'm willing to invest. But I'd rather do it to try to save a little bit
local,
of money.
Right?
Yeah, so always support local, man.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
you don't get these things from China or like
no, and plus it's probably
Bangladesh.
Yeah, like I'll pay the money for a small business. It's no problem. Like I want them to keep doing what they're doing for a long time. The only thing is, like I said, if I can, mix my order with somebody else's to save shipping costs, why not? Yeah. Like I don't want to. It's like $18 to ship it to. I think internally.
That's true.
So I'm just like, okay, I'd rather just, like I said, I'd rather go halfies with somebody or something like that because it saves me money in the long run. A little bit of money in the long run.
Which shirts would you get if you?
I was gonna get like a Wanda Maximoff crop top and a Romanoff crew neck for myself. Something that I could wear to work because at least it's like
Wanda
Maximoff and Natasha Romanoff.
Natasha, yeah.
They're my two favorite characters right now.
Wanda's a little freak, eh? She's a freak.
Okay. Have you seen?
Bot?
Oh no.
Vision?
Oh
Isn't
God.
she with Vision?
Jesus.
Okay.
Have you seen Doctor Strangelove? Have you seen the second Doctor Strange?
I've seen Doctor Strangelove, yeah.
Okay, so that was the most overhyped movie in my head. I'm not saying it's bad. Yeah. It's the only thing is.
Which one? The second one or the first?
The second one. The second.
I didn't see the second one. I only seen the first one.
Okay, so the second Doctor Strange, when I found out who the cast was gonna be in that movie, I'm like, screw it. I'm gonna pre-order these tickets because this is probably gonna be the most hyped thing since No Way Home, right? So I booked them, right? Saw them on opening night, really late. 2 hour, not 2.5, 2 hours later, I walk out of there and I'm like, wasn't that bad. I see a little fault with it though. Yeah. It wasn't No Way Home hype though. I don't think so.
You didn't when you left. Yeah, I think I would rather leave a theater completely oh, this is a garbage movie, right? Because at least that felt something. I'm I felt ripped off or something. I've left movie theaters and it's I don't know how I feel. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. It was
I did see there was some faults with it, and I think it has something to do. It unfortunately it had to do with Wanda's character because unfortunately I think they did her a little dirty in this movie.
What was she doing with Doctor Strange? Were they friends or?
Do you want to get spoiled?
Yeah, go spoil it. I'm
okay.
Terrible memory.
Okay, so basically Wanda ends up being the villain. Okay. She's the villain. So Doctor Strange, what do you call it? It's the multiverse of madness, right? So he comes across America.
With the multiverse madness?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
What the fuck?
Doctor Strange multiverse of madness.
Did he call it? Did he wrote it down on a piece of paper?
No. That's what the movie's called.
Okay,
multiverse of madness. That's what the movie's called.
That's what the real people decided. It wasn't some. Okay.
So.
Strike one.
So, Doctor Strange comes across America Chavez. America Chavez can travel through the multiverse.
Okay, who's American Chavez?
America Chavez.
America Chavez is
That's her name. That's her name.
Her name, okay.
So, America Chavez can...
From America?
Not really. She's from another dimension, but we're not going to get into that. So, basically, her power is that she can travel through the multiverse through star-shaped portals. Okay. Right? So, I think at the start, some demons trying to hunt her and stuff like that. Wong and Doctor Strange fend him off. Yeah. And Doctor Strange goes to Wanda for help. And then at that point, they reveal that she's the villain. Right? So, Wanda's been corrupted by the Darkhold. And the Darkhold is pretty much the Book of the Damned. It's the most evil book in existence, considering that she's the Scarlet Witch and everything. So what they try to do is try to get the Book of Ashanti, which is the complete opposite of the Darkhold, right?
So wait, there's two books?
Yes, there's two books.
There's one good book?
Yes.
And one evil book?
Yes.
Strike two.
I was gonna. Okay, so
it's so corny.
So they try.
It's so corny.
It's the comics though. You can't really blame anything with the comics. But so they try to get the Book of Ashanti to try and stop Wanda, right? Because Wanda at this point in time is probably the strongest Avenger. Yeah. Right.
No, she's OP. She
can manipulate.
They got to nerve her, man. You know.
I don't think they can at this point, man. She knows too much. She knows too much.
She's got all the power. And then when they brought in, I was just butt in. When they brought in Captain Marvel, like in Avengers.
Oh, in Endgame.
Yeah, because there's Miss Marvel is the girl that can stretch, right?
Miss Marvel, yeah.
She's understandable. I like her, but the Captain Marvel that with Brie Larson?
Yes.
I just don't like her. She's too.
I like Brie Larson.
She seems like she doesn't do research. She doesn't read the script. She comes in, ex machina, I'm a superhero. I'll just do my.
I think so, but it's also par on the course that the MCU kind of portrayed her as cocky.
Oh, okay.
I think that was on purpose.
But her whole thing, I think, when I watch her in actual interviews, it's like, well, what does Captain Marvel do or whatever? It's just like.
She she kind of defends the
save these boys.
She kind of investigates cosmic level threats.
Yeah.
Right.
But what does that mean?
It's okay.
Stop Thanos.
Aliens.
Yeah, go stop
aliens. It just basically means she stops aliens.
Okay. Yeah.
So
did she show up in Doctor Strange?
No. Okay. So basically, like I said, I'm backtracking now. So Wanda's the villain, right?
Yeah.
So have you watched WandaVision? Okay, so WandaVision kind of deals with her grief of losing vision, right? But in turn, she actually creates this hex where she lives in kind of to escape her grief. But she has two children in that show.
With Vision.
Yes.
So she's in this weird fantasy
yes.
Inception with her little dream. Okay.
Yes, and it kind of the end credits to that show shows her reading the Darkhold. She's astral projecting herself reading the Darkhold and stuff. Mm-hmm. So her motivation in this movie, she's wanting to get her kids back, right? So that's why she's after America Chavez, because she wants to absorb America's power for herself.
They're kids that didn't exist.
Yeah, but her kids exist in other multiverses.
Oh, okay. That's pretty interesting.
Her kids exist in other multiverses, and that's what she wants. She wants to live that happy life with her kids.
We're already down the rabbit hole of figuring it. Spoilers, right?
Yeah.
Just lay it on me. What happens? Does she get her kids back?
Well, no. She kind of. America tries. Well, she gives her what she wants, but in turn, she kind of it's forced to look in the mirror and be like. She realizes that she's the monster. Because she's trying to take
Wanda?
Yes.
Okay.
Because she's she's killed she's gone down this really dark path, she's killed people to get to America. She's been pretty much chasing her across the multiverse and everything. She's killed people to get through.
To get to America.
Yeah. Wanda ends up destroying the Marvel's Illuminati. Okay. The Illuminati came into Multiverse of Madness, which consisted of Captain Carter, Mordo, Professor X.
Mordo is... Oh... Is it...
Mordo is
that big head?
No. Mordo is... That's Dormammu.
Mudok or something?
No, that's Dormammu. That's the big villain. Mordo was, I think, the black guy that was in there.
Oh, Mordo. The Doctor Strange guy.
Yeah, and he was the black guy in Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Okay.
So, like I said, Captain Carter, Mordo, Professor X, Black Bolt, Mr. Fantastic, and Monica Rambeau as Captain Marvel.
I think Moon Knight's also friends with Black Bolt, I thought.
I don't remember 100%. I think maybe in the comics.
Yeah.
But that's the Illuminati and that's what they're in the 838 universe.
Okay.
Right? So Wanda obviously comes in. She destroys them. I think she killed them all.
She killed them all. Oh,
she killed them all. Oh, She's just yeah.
She came in there and
she
like a wrecking ball.
Yeah. So basically, you know how Black Bolt, if he speaks, you're fried, right?
Yeah.
You're dead. So she removes Black Bolt's mouth, in turn causing his power to go inside and pretty much disintegrate his brain.
Jeez.
I think she killed the Professor X in his brain or something
she went inside his mind.
Yeah. She threw Captain Carter's shield and sliced her in half.
Holy shit.
And unfortunately, Monica Rambeau got the worst end of the stick because she just she died under rubble.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, that was cool.
Yeah.
She's more powerful than that. But like,
when you're clearing house, now I got.
She was
this,
clearing house though, but I
yeah.
think the Illuminati was there to kind of just show how powerful she is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And she killed everybody.
She killed everybody. She turned Mr. Fantastic into like spaghetti.
So what happened into the end of the? So at the end of the movie, what is she on the run at this point? What's going on?
At the end, at the end after she realizes that she's the monster trying to take her kids from another multiversal self. Yeah. Well, basically, she realizes she's the monster, and she's like, okay, I don't want this power no more. Blah 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 blah.
Oh, I better stop it.
Yeah. So
That's it.
She realizes that she has to stop, but I think she destroys her throne because like she's at, I don't remember what this place is called again, but she's at this place, like it's her throne that was prophesized in the Darkhold. Yeah. And she's there, and I think she piles herself with rubble, like of her own fruition. So she's just left there to kind of, it's left open ended for her.
So she piled herself into the rubble.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, is she alive? Is she dead?
Yeah, she left it very open ended for her.
Strike three. To be honest, like that's the.
But the only thing
is it a dream? Is it real? Is it
Have you seen
whatever?
Yeah, but have you seen Evil Dead though? Do you know the guy who done Evil Dead?
I think so. Yeah.
It's Sam Raimi. So Sam Raimi did Evil Dead, and he did the Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, the Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. So when I actually left, I was just like, this is a very Sam Raimi movie. Like his flair is kind of like written all over the place. I honestly think that this is Marvel's first horror movie. Mm-hmm. Considering how censored it was, I feel like they had to have the more gory scenes back there in the behind the scenes. They probably shot it. I mean, they had a shot of Captain Carter. It wasn't shown, but they had a shot of her getting she had the shield and it like sliced through her like in half. I'm like, they have to have a real shot of that somewhere. But I'm like, it's their first horror movie, and it's Disney, so you want to be like tame, but it was like, it's more gruesome than what you'd expect from Marvel type of thing. And I'm like, that's not bad. I just wish they didn't butcher her character, like Wanda's character, because
she's like now portrayed as this antagonist, right?
Well, it's not because she was portrayed as the antagonist. It's because the way that she came about how she came up to this point was very vague. It wasn't explained. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because she was shown as the villain very early on in the film, and I'm just like, can we like show how she got to this point? Mm-hmm. Instead of like relying on that one scene that was left very ambiguous. You know what I mean? Because she's just outright trying to kidnap her kids. Yeah. When I thought that she wanted to help, like she's using the Darkhold to try and save her kids from the multiverse. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it explicitly says at the end of that scene in WandaVision, "Mom, help!" Like they're begging for her help, type of thing.
Yeah, but I don't understand. She just created like what she was in a different. Are you asking how she created her kids? Yeah, was she she kind of imagined it, or was she just using that dark magic to go into a different universe?
Well, in the 616 universe, right, which is like the main MCU timeline, her kids weren't a part of the hex that she created. Her kids' lives were tethered to that. Yeah. So once the hex went down, so did her kids are non-existent anymore. But in other realities, Wanda exists with her children.
That's rough. She created a hex of her living a happy life.
Yeah, but then but the thing is, she was after like a government agency was after her though. Like that's the thing, because she pretty much kidnapped the entire town, kept them hostage there. Yeah. They couldn't leave, right? And like I said, she just wanted to kind of like feel kind of domesticated life for a little bit.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. Did they explain how they had kids? Like, how did she and Little Vision make robot babies?
Well, that's the thing. Her kids are not robots. Because
Vision
is a synthesoid, right? He does have human tissue in him.
Wait, so he's busting loads?
No, I don't know.
How did he?
But he's a synthezoid. But I know that there's like from what I've researched, like I just know that he does have human.
He's
DNA.
got organs, right?
I don't know if he has organs per se, but I know there's something human about him.
He's got a.
He has that. I don't know.
I don't want to
think about that.
Tony Stark built him a working dick.
Oh God.
A mechanical dick.
Don't even go there, dude.
Vision. You think he's packing?
I don't care, dude. I don't care. I don't care about that. I care about that story. Like I care about that story. I don't care.
I'm just trying to picture his little kids, right? Because I seen them and they're human, right?
Well, they're human, but the thing is, they're human boys. But like I said, their lives were tethered to the hex.
Yeah.
So one could not exist without the other. If the hex existed, her kids existed. If the hex was gone, then her
kids are gone, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It's the same with Vision.
Mm-hmm.
It was the exact same with Vision. So, like, you know, if the hex was down, he goes with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though he's actually... No, well, actually, there's White Vision that exists now, so...
There's a White Vision?
Well, no, it's the original body of Vision,
yeah.
But with the memories of the Vision that was made from the hex and stuff like that.
So the Vision, like the Vision that she knows and we all know and love,
yes.
That was Black Vision?
No,
so
that was... No,
they killed him?
They killed him, right? But they got his body up and running again. You know how his original body was left in Wakanda?
Yeah.
Right? That, I think Sword gathered that up, was trying to deconstruct it because he's a sentient weapon.
Yeah.
Right? Even though Wanda was really like, no, he deserves a funeral at least.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't fair to her. Which it was. It was not fair to her, considering they had considering that they had a thing and everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, what was I trying to say here?
White Vision.
White Vision is pretty much that body reconstructed back up and running, but with the memories of the Hex Vision.
Oh, so he remembers his kids.
He remembers everything, like, what led up to his death in the first place. Like, he remembers everything from, like, Endgame and everything. He remembers all that. Age of Ultron, I think he remembers all that. Yeah. He remembers everything that happened in the Hex, so his kids...
he had, of course, you'd have to remember, the Ultron is when he existed. That's when he came in.
That's what he was built for, but...
But did you remember Jarvis? I wonder, hey?
I wonder, but they don't really mention it. They really mention, like, the last two Avengers and Age of Ultron.
They never talk about, like, hey, listen, I was
Jarvis.
I was Jarvis, right? All those times you made me search up this questionable shit, Tony. I know you in and out.
I know, right? I know. But the only thing is, they don't really mention that too much.
Yeah.
I love Jarvis, though.
Jarvis is so cool, because it's such a good fantasy to have, like, your computer
like a smart, like a whole home system. It's a whole smart home system.
Knows what you want. I'll draw the bath for you. It's like a cool kind of, it's a cool fantasy.
I know. We're not there yet, though.
Yeah, we're close. We're close. There's my buddy was talking to me about they have like this robot, and it's like it's an AI that's like it's able to do pretty much almost anything.
Yeah, but they're like the last time I searched up AI, I don't think they have it yet to where it's smarter than the human intelligence, because once it's gone to that level, I think we're gonna be fucked.
Yeah, or it'll be amazing. Like, it's like once they started with the phones, it's pretty cool to have phones and stuff like that.
The only thing is, though, it could turn out like Ultron.
Oh, Ultron, yeah.
Like, it could turn out to wanting to destroy the world.
Yeah, but then what did we do? What did the Avengers do? They disconnected him from Skynet. That's it. You just unplug the guy, throw a little bit of water on him.
No, in Ultron, Wanda ripped out his heart.
Oh yeah, you just rip out his heart. That doesn't. He was connected to the internet, right? What was they put him off the grid for a little bit or something?
I don't know. I think I just rewatched Age of Ultron like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So like Wanda and him end up like they're on Sokovia, I think, because Sokovia's like it's in the air. It's in the air, right? You know, this is right before they're about to like blast down onto the Earth again, and I think Ultron's in bad shape at that point, because I use it as a ways of listening to it type of thing. I wasn't fully paying attention.
But I remember there was something that they did, like, it's like, okay, once he got on the internet, They're like, oh boy, he's in the servers, he's in the clouds.
Yeah, well, that's what.
But then they did something to take him off of it, like the hard.
I think it was when he actually found a body for himself, like a proper body for himself. That's when he was like.
Because he had to. They got him while he was just transferring his data.
So, yeah, because he was taking over Jarvis's.
So we'll just do that.
Thing.
Whenever the robot wants to upgrade, we'll catch him.
But then, what if the robot doesn't want to?
Well, listen. I think I could probably take a.
You can take a robot AI that's smarter than you in every single way.
Yeah.
That is very egotistical.
I'd be able to wrestle them. I'd be like, how many? You're learning push-ups? Come on.
But I don't know. I read an article about a scenario about that where this happens, right?
Like the robots.
The robot AI, right?
And then what happened?
So basically, I think this paper, this letter writing company, creates a robot that can write handwritten letters to the consumers, right? So they develop the AI, but the AI wants to be connected to internet, so they allow it 5 minutes on the internet. And I think in the end, what the robot ended up doing was killing the entire company and making robot duplicates of itself to keep writing these handwritten letters. Because I think they depending on the direction of what they want AI to do, they can become so focused that they think, okay, humanity is in the way of itself, and then the apocalypse happens.
I get that, and I get that there's...
Yeah, and I always take it it's a grain of salt, it's a scenario, but that's the worst case scenario.
I think stupidity, though, will come into play. Something really stupid will happen with AI. It'll be so advanced, and then it'll miscalculate, and a bear will just come and just rip it open or something.
Yeah, I mean, because we already have versions of AI like that already. I mean, look at Siri, look at Alexa.
And they already run our lives anyway, so we're already controlled basically. I would
but that's the first level. But once you get to once they get smarter than the human intelligence, I think that's where it kind of gets a little murky because you don't know where that's gonna go.
It is scary, but it's also kind of silly. They said they programmed an it all kind of revolves around the program anyways. You program a robot it is a Tetris bot. You play Tetris for as long as possible, right? So pause the game. It paused the game forever.
I mean, work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, so there's a lot of those things where it's they'll design a level for the and it kind of cheats. It cheats itself. A lot of the time, the AI cheats itself.
Yeah.
Or we got this to read everything on the internet, right? All these forum posts on the internet, and then it just becomes blatantly racist and anti-Semitic. So it's it's
like I said, it could go either way.
Yeah.
But it's that when it's playing Tetris, you could do the same thing with Mario, because I think I saw there was one some person, I don't remember who it was, but it was a person programmed a robot to keep playing Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
But then it just shows that it can rewrite itself to be okay, this button jumps, it can reprogram itself to be smarter than it already is, and it becomes to the point where it's it's a god.
It cheats.
I know, but then it keeps going over and over and over again to the point where it's it knows it knows the thing inside and out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Better than a human could retain it anyway.
Yeah. I think human engineer. There's certain things that even robots don't think of that humans do. I think one is big is programming. There's not programming computers, is there? I don't know. There might be.
Not yet.
It'd be scary to.
I wouldn't know because I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah.
But we could.
It'd be scary.
Not when we're alive though.
Ultron, run it up. You can make whatever you want. Go, we're putting it into your hands. Here's the key to the factory.
That'd be kind of scary. No, Ultron is scary. Ultron's real life scary. You know what I mean? At least with Loki. At least with Loki, he just wants to rule America.
Yeah. Well, he's got the where his interests lie. But
it's common narcissism. That's where it lies.
What was the line 5 minutes on the internet, and Ultron's take this world, take this world out.
Yeah.
But that's true, right? It all depends on what kind of feeds you get on the internet.
That's true.
You know.
I was gonna. Archer is such a real villain, though. I like Ultron.
Yeah, he was good. That was one of those where I was like, wow, like it's almost like you kind of felt bad for the main antagonist.
No, I think he was like the best trope of like bad for the sake of being bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, well, he's like it's kind of the Thanos too. The Thanos.
Thanos is more like gray area. Killmonger, lots of gray area there.
Yeah. But I sympathize with Ultron though, like just based on the fact that maybe humanity has run its course. Maybe it's time to just hang up the towel, so to speak, in life. So, I mean, what are we gonna do? Make some more phones?
It's very interesting to think about.
Mm.
I disagree with Ultron, but the thing is, I understand where he's coming from. I understand that he had a bit of a point. Same with Thanos. Killmonger had a bigger point. I think Killmonger had a bigger point.
What was Killmonger's point? His point
well, he wanted to distribute the Wakandan technology because there's several people there's a lot of marginalized black people out there that
aren't just in Wakanda, right?
Well, yeah, exactly, and they could use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They could not be oppressed anymore.
Mm.
And I'm like, that is a legitimate excuse, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I respect what you had to say. Yeah. I respect it, and that's why I liked Black Panther so much, is because of that.
No, yeah, when I was watching that movie, and who's Black Panther? He just died, recently. Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
He was such a good actor. It's gonna be like, how are they gonna replace that guy?
Well, they do have they have a sequel planned, but I don't think they're gonna replace. I don't think they're gonna recast him.
So they'd have to do CGI with him, or would it just be all?
Oh, like a Princess Leia type of thing, like a Princess Leia type of thing.
I would say either that, or just have him wear the mask the whole time. Just have the actor wear a mask the whole time.
I don't know because with the sequel to Black Panther, it's left up in the air. Like we don't have a lot of information right now. With Thor: Love and Thunder, it was the same thing.
Love and Thunder is called.
That's what it's called.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder. I love that.
Natalie Portman.
Mighty Thor. Oh, I'm so excited for
Mighty Thor. Yeah, she's gonna start wielding the hammer. She. What was the last time? Didn't she pick up the hammer one time? Or no, not yet.
Well, no, Or
does she get her own hammer?
No, she gets Mjolnir, like a reconstructed Mjolnir.
Okay, yeah.
Right, because Thor has Stormbreaker. I think that's what it's called. His axe.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we didn't get a lot of information until the first actual trailer dropped. Mm-hmm. So there wasn't a lot of spoilers, but it looks really, really good. I mean, the same director who directed Ragnarok is doing this one.
Oh, that's nice.
So I have faith. I really do, because he's a great director.
Yeah.
And I'm I'm just really excited. But it's gonna be one of the only thing that I'm really disappointed about is that it's gonna be one of the shorter MCU movies, barely 2 hours.
It's gonna still a fairly long movie though.
Still barely 2 hours. I was gonna be like, where's my 2.5 hour flick, man?
3 hours with 15 to 20 minutes bonus footage.
It's gonna be like, you always have to have that post-credit scene.
The post-credit scene.
I love post-credit scenes.
I gave up on the post-credit screen.
What?
I gave up on it because it's I don't understand it.
I like it.
It never gives me any spoilers or anything like.
Well, no, it's kind of just it kind of sets up what there is next, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Well, at the end of Avengers, that post-credit, they're just eating lunch.
That one, okay. That one was.
I was like, what the hell am I doing here? I'm a fool sitting around this long.
Well, you can say the same thing with Doctor Strange. They have 2 post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
One of them, I think this girl Clea comes in to talk to Doctor Strange to solve because all the events that happened in the movie, they caused an incursion. Mm-hmm. Do you know what an incursion is?
An incursion, yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't.
No, okay.
Not at all.
So an incursion, I think it's
some sort of cut.
It's kind of like 2 universes are kind of
colliding.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, they have to stop that, right? Yeah. They have to stop that, and I think at that point, that's when Doctor Strange gets his third eye.
Oh, okay.
He's a third eye now.
Okay.
But then the second post-credit scene, do you know Bruce Campbell? The actor Bruce Campbell?
No, I think I've heard of him. Though.
So Bruce Campbell, you know that French guy in like, you know the cameos that have been made in Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, like in Spider-Man 3, he was like a French host or something like that.
Oh, like yeah.
Yeah, it was that guy. He was selling like pizza balls and stuff. And then Doctor Strange put a spell on him to make him hit himself. Okay. And I think right at the end of that post-credit scene, he stopped hitting himself. It was really funny.
Oh,
but then,
so he was hitting himself canonly or whatever.
Yeah, canonically.
For like years or whatever.
Well, yeah, until that post-credit scene.
Oh yeah.
In time, that would have been like he said, the spell lasts like 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh shit! Okay.
So I'm just like, that was a pointless one, but it was funny.
Yeah.
It was funny.
And I liked seeing. I would like seeing the cameos of Stan Lee. Those are big.
Oh, true. My favorite Stan Lee cameo was Civil War.
Civil War, yeah.
He's like, "Are you Tony Stank?"
Tony Stank, yeah.
And I'm like,
that's
yes. I'm like, yes, he is Tony Stank. And then War Machine. No, that was Rhodes. That was Rhodes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny.
Yes, he is.
I'm like, that is Tony Stank.
That's Stank, Mr. Stank.
I love that.
And like, how old was he? He didn't even look like he was really acting. He was just like literally senile. This is Tony Stark. Get on there, get out there.
No,
Stank.
That was gonna be like, that was funny. That was his best one.
It was like a Bidenism, right?
Yeah.
Just
I like the ones that they did in Spider-Man. I think he's like, "Don't make me come down there."
Punk. Yeah. When he's yelling,
Like.
Yeah, it's some of the greatest ones because you always feel good when he shows up on screen for some reason.
I love it. I loved it. It sucks that he passed away and we won't be able to see him anymore. Yeah. Obviously, but I think that the content that's being released right now it makes up for it. I don't really mind it too much.
Oh yeah, you don't mind his death.
No, I was gonna be like, they're giving me good content, man. You're just
they're just dropping.
Marvel has their hands in my pocket. Like at this point, I'm obsessed. Like I told you, I watched Moon Knight when it came out. Mm-hmm. I'm up to date with Miss Marvel. I'm up to date with like all the news and stuff like that. Yeah.
Like, do you like comic books or no? You're not a comic book fan.
I'm a film fan. That's why I like. There's only certain stories that I would read from the comics anyway.
Mm-hmm. Like what kind? What certain kind?
Well, the Spider-Man ones, I think One More Day I'd probably read. Like the ones where they kind of soft reboot the character for Spider-Man. Or A Moment in Time. I'd rather read A Moment in Time.
I got the Spider-Man 299, where it's like it's kind of going into the multiverse, and it was like showing off all these different Spider-Mans, and it was like, and that was before they even had that Into the Multiverse.
Into the Spider-Verse?
Into the Spider-Verse, yeah. It was before that, so when I read it was like, it's almost like getting sneak previews when you watch, because like and then you can, it's almost, it's like watching like, it's like a multiverse. Yeah. It's like different ways the character could be played out as. Yeah. I like when they dive into guys like Wolverine too, especially, because like those are good characters, but like you could do so much more on the comic books.
It's like how Wanda has her crazy moments in WandaVision. So I think they based that off of House of M, where she kind of goes insane for losing her children and stuff.
And House of M, is that where she goes in and kills everybody?
I don't know if she kills everybody, but I think I don't remember the storyline 100%. So take it what I say with a grain of salt. Yeah. So I think she her guilt goes so far that she she forgets everything. Like she actually physically wipes her memory. I don't know if she does it herself or she has someone do it for her, but she wipes her memory. Right, but then when she does remember, she's pissed. Yeah, she's so pissed.
Well, that same plot trope or whatever is used with Jean Grey. Like she went, went so crazy one time, and they had her forget everything, and the Phoenix and everything, and then fucking when she remembers all what happened to her as a child or whatever, she goes fucking insane again.
See, that's what makes me want to watch X-Men.
You haven't watched X-Men?
I haven't watched X-Men fully. Like I told you, I've watched like 5 minutes of X-Men First Class.
The 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. There's Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past is fire.
Origins.
Days of Future Past is fire. X-Men Origins.
First Class.
I watched it and I was kind of happy about it.
Well, that's the thing. I'm watching it in chronological order, so I kind of understand what's going on. So, like I did with the MCU, because like I wouldn't have been able to comprehend.
But you watched the Logans, like Logan.
I watched Logan.
Yeah, Logan.
I watched Logan once. Logan was good.
Logan Wolverine. There's 2.
The Wolverine movies.
Yeah, the Wolverine whatever. Where he's in China. Yeah. That was kind of a weird one.
Well, there's also like Dark. There's also Dark Phoenix, but I heard that was a commercial failure. So.
Yeah, Dark Phoenix is trash.
But I like the actor who plays her.
Days
Sophia
of Future Past
Turner
is fire because they go into the back. They send Wolverine back in time to stop the guys from euthanizing the mutants.
Don't spoil anything.
My bad. I already spoiled it. I'm sorry.
That's
but
okay.
It's fire nonetheless. Like, because right at the beginning, that's like the whole thing that we're gonna send you back, and then it kind of goes into how he goes and he sees like, I think his younger self too, and he does a lot of fucking crazy shit.
That's why, like I said, I think watching it from chronological order will give me more emotional satisfaction.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, I did it with the MCU, and then I bawled my eyes out when Infinity War and Endgame happened. Like, don't even get me started on how much I cried with that. Yeah. Like, 2 minutes into Infinity War, I'm like, oh no!
Yes.
No!
Infinity War was not bad.
No, like, Infinity War was at a time where we all were collectively traumatized.
It was I heard some, I heard some guy on Andrew Schultz's podcast, a comedy podcast, and he was saying, he was making this argument that Infinity War is the best movie of all time.
I don't think it's the best movie of all time because I don't think you can really put a title on the best movie of all time.
It's tough, but his argument was from start to finish, great. You right at the beginning, every hero movie, the hero wins.
Well, yeah,
right?
you will use.
They lost in that one.
It's the most European movie. It's the most European.
It had all of the character tropes. You know what I mean? It got you crying, laughing. You're happy, joyous, and then at the same time shocked, and it just had you on a roller coaster of emotions. And I kind of was like, I kind of believe that it might be the best movie of all time if you think about it. But you put it up against anything,
The thing is though, yeah. it had years of build up. Yeah. To that moment, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, I don't think any other studio can replicate what Marvel's currently doing because right now Marvel is it's an anomaly.
Right? And a monopoly. They own they all own of the fucking best characters.
Yeah, the only the thing is they know how to execute it right. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But that Infinity War was a decade of payoff. Yeah. A decade at least.
But if you the guy also made the argument though, if you came into it, it's one of those movies where you could just watch it and pick up and still get everything. So
you know what? I can give Infinity War that credit. It's it's cohesive enough to digest even if you're not a Marvel fan, which is how I watched Infinity War the first time.
Yeah, if you're just casually, a couple of the characters. You never heard of Thanos. You never heard of these lesser known characters, right?
Yeah,
it's easier to just kind of get it.
Yeah, and my friend actually had to prep me for Infinity War.
Yeah, massage your shoulders.
No, she had to tell me what happened.
Yeah.
She's trying to explain it before we go into the movie because we went there.
Did she have a box of tissues or anything?
No,
Nothing ready for that.
No, we were I was bawling. I cried 6 times in that theater. I'm I don't even know you guys, but I'm sad.
When Spider-Man got me,
Oh, Spider-Man got me crying.
I don't want to. Or what is it?
I don't want to go.
Yeah, I don't want to go, Mr. Stark. I was oh man.
That hurts because I'm I love Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's such a lovable guy, and he's the younger version. Older actor probably couldn't have pulled something like that off, right? A young boy.
I mean, they had Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, but he was
But he's probably.
Anytime he was going through any pain during those, I was laughing. I was laughing my ass off.
True.
Just I didn't care too much.
I still think though that Andrew Garfield was the best.
You thought he was the best?
No, not the best Spider-Man. He's the best actor of the three.
You think he's the best actor
of the three? Yes. Best Peter though, I have to give it to Tobey.
I'm trying to remember, like, is best actor in general acting, or are you talking?
Well, no,
just
out of the three.
In
Out of the three.
In Spider-Man, right?
Yes. Because I think
Tobey Maguire's kind of a meme. He's
yeah. I mean, but he's not like, the thing is though. I think I've seen Andrew Garfield in a bunch of other stuff too, because he has such great range.
Oh, when he played an army guy once, right?
Yeah, he was in Tick Tick Boom. He was in that one, that Netflix one. I think that was like a musical based one. He was in The Social Network.
Oh yeah.
He was really good in The Social Network. Don't even get me started on that one. And I've seen him in a couple of other films and everything. So I'm like, okay, acting wise, I think he's probably the best actor. Tom Holland kind of encompasses what made both of them great.
I think Tom Holland. Tom Holland's a good actor too.
Because
I've seen him in that other show that he was in.
He was in Uncharted.
Uncharted, the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was also. I think he's in another. I don't know if he's in another show.
Yeah,
Maybe
because he brings the charisma that Andrew brought.
Mm-hmm.
That what makes Spider-Man lovable, but he also brought that nerdy side of Tobey. Tobey. Yeah.
Tobey was a good nerd.
He was a great nerd.
Yeah.
He honestly, he makes looking like a nerd so easy. No.
Yeah.
But like he makes acting it like look easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who was the guy from that '70s show? Because I always think he's Tobey Maguire. Topher Grace.
I don't.
Topher Grace was.
Topher Grace's Venom is garbage.
Yeah, his Venom was like, I'm hurt.
No, he was kind of like a dweeb.
I don't like it.
They made Eddie a dweeb.
Yeah.
Like, he had the audacity to go to church and ask them to ask God to kill Peter Parker.
It was like, what are you doing? This is so corny.
You're pathetic. Like, that's pathetic.
Yeah.
And then that's when he
just didn't write him well.
And then they gave him the symbiote, which I'm like, okay, he still looks like a scrawny Peter Parker.
Yeah. He was
because Eddie Brock's supposed to be big and buff. Like he's supposed to be like the Batman. He's like the evil Batman.
Like a V kind or a
triangle. But he looks
form of.
But physically wise, he's like supposed to have like the Batman buff guy. And he's like Batman buff. You know, that's like a level of buff.
Yeah.
He's Batman buff.
Well, I like the new Venom they have. And
Tom Hardy, he's great.
I was talking with my buddies, and we're like kind of thinking about Carnage. You think they're gonna have a Carnage solo movie? Because Carnage to me is interesting.
Carnage by himself is interesting. The only thing is though, I think Let There Be Carnage. I don't know. I'm mixed now, but when I watched it for the first time, I'm like, oh, this is funny.
Is it a movie?
Yeah.
Is it Venom 2?
Yeah, there's Venom 2.
It came out?
Yeah, Let There Be Carnage is out. I have it on Blu-ray.
Can I borrow it?
Oh my God. Don't scratch it.
I'll just put it in my Xbox and then I'll watch it.
Don't scratch it and we're good.
I won't scratch it, obviously. What do you think of... You see my DVDs.
Fair enough.
Well,
I collect Blu-rays and like stuff like that because I think it's easy. I like Blu-rays better. They have higher quality.
I could put it in my Xbox.
You can. Yeah. But I'm just like, I'll let you borrow it.
Yeah, for sure.
I have the whole...
Is Carnage in the movie?
Yeah.
Okay, because I want to see
Woody Harrelson plays Carnage.
Really? That's awesome. I was thinking, the guy from Trevor from GTA. Have you played GTA?
I've played GTA like 3 times.
Yeah.
The whole story.
The meth head Trevor guy. I imagine because Carnage is like a hillbilly kind of guy, Western,
Trevor doesn't really give a shit about a lot of things,
Yeah, and psychopath with a lot of mental illness.
Yeah. But I think Trevor comes off as like he doesn't care. But Carnage is like the only thing that differentiates him from Trevor is that actually Carnage does care. He does care.
There's a borderline care.
There is a care. He cares about maybe like his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, but like, I think that's all.
Does Woody Harrelson do justice to the character?
I like I said, I think my bias is coming from like I've seen him in other things and I've liked him in other things. Mm-hmm. Like Now You See Me.
Dude, now he was amazing in Now You See Me in Zombieland, and you watched the second one too, Double Tap.
I don't know. I sometimes I just don't watch
sequels
because they ruin sequels.
It was good.
Like the perfect.
I wanted to hate it. It was good. I liked it. Double Tap.
You know what? You want to know what I'm like? I'm gonna say this. no one's gonna get to the perfect sequel like how Shrek did.
Shrek
was the perfect
Shrek
sequel. 2. You can't tell me wrong. Shrek 2 is so good.
Shrek 2 was fire, and even Shrek 3 was good. Shrek 3 was good. It was good.
It was not as good. I liked it.
What made Shrek 2 so good in that?
I think it's all the references and the humor just landed really well within itself, right?
Yeah, no, I think that I always see memes of like, it's the greatest. Like
Shrek
2, unironically, it's like the greatest.
because it's all the jokes that they have. It lands great.
Was that the introduction of Puss in Boots too?
I you know what? I stopped watching after the Shrek thing after like the 4th one because I'm like, you guys gotta stop. You guys gotta stop. You guys had there's so much there's such thing as too much of a good thing, and I think they've already done it. Like the first 3, I think a trilogy was fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But when did Puss in Boots come in? Did he come in the second one?
He came in the second one.
Okay, then that's the fire. When he first showed up, I was like, if that's Shrek 2, then I really liked that movie as a child. I remember seeing Puss in Boots and I was dying.
I love Puss in Boots. He's so funny.
And he's cute.
I know.
Is that played by Antonio?
Antonio Banderas.
Yeah, Antonio Banderas.
He actually, like, Antonio has acting comedy chops. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why he doesn't go into. I don't know if he's into comedy, but I think he does have some potential in comedy though.
I think it's like a Matthew McConaughey, because Matthew McConaughey was like kind of this.
I think it's
he got trapped in that rom-com. Whereas, good actors probably don't want to be in that typecasted, because he is a good actor. Banderas.
But I think it's like Antonio Banderas though. He kind of reminds me of Gabriel, like the comedian Gabriel Iglesias.
Like
he reminds me of him.
Deliveries and stuff like that.
Yeah, like he could be like him. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But Antonio? He's like a good looking guy, right?
He was. I don't know.
He was, when he was younger, he was.
Yeah.
Kind of had the star quality of him.
I was gonna be like, he suffers from which
person disease?
Yeah, like they just sometimes they just age horribly. I don't. Not my type per se. Not my type of person.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who aged terribly?
Alec Baldwin, shooting people.
I was gonna be like, actually, there's quite a lot. Unfortunately, Matthew Perry. He was so good looking in the 90s.
Tom Cruise.
Oh,
he's still to this day. He looks like he's fucking like 20 still. He looks younger than me.
Same with Ryan Reynolds. Like, holy crap. He still looks like the same. Yeah. Paul Rudd, actually, he looks like the same.
Paul Rudd is ridiculous, yeah.
He's like, man, don't you guys age? Like, what the heck?
Yeah, no. How old is Captain America?
Like
30-something, 38.
Like Chris Evans?
Yeah, Chris Evans, yeah.
Chris Evans turned 41.
He's 41, yeah. It's fairly old, I mean.
No, but he's still good looking.
He still
has it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I don't know. No, Scarlett Johansson's still in her mid-30s, I think. She's closing in 40 though, but she's still good looking.
The biological clock's ticking though for her.
No, but she has kids.
She has kids?
Yeah, she has kids.
Oh, okay. I thought for some reason
she has.
I guess I was thinking about her character.
No, like Scarlett Johansson has kids. She was pregnant in Age of Ultron. That's why they only shot her from.
Really?
Yeah. That's why they only shot her in certain positions, like in certain.
Yeah, I was always wondering. I'm like, why is she like upside down or something weird? Like, so she was in a weird positions.
No, there was not. There wasn't any close-ups. If there was, there would probably be like the shoulders up.
Yeah, no, she was like, oh, he's just getting up or something. I always seen her like on the subway.
Or she's like leaning. She's leaning a lot.
Yeah.
She was leaning a lot for sure. Like with the bar scene.
Phoning it in.
No,
the whole time
she's pregnant. She was pregnant.
Actress.
No, I think she was pregnant during that shoot.
Okay.
So I think that's why they were trying to hide it.
This is crazy. You're dropping lore, Alyssa. This is like.
No, at this point I'm like
lore.
Injecting it into my veins.
Yeah.
Like I'm up with the spoilers. Like I follow a page. Apparently, like there's gonna be a new Thunderbolts movie. I don't know if you know the Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts is the Black Bolt guy.
No, the Thunderbolts it's like an anti-hero Avengers type of thing.
Okay.
So they're bringing. I think what did they say? They're bringing in Baron Zemo, Ghost, Yelena Belova, U.S. Agent, Abomination.
Abomination, I know, yeah.
Yeah, Abomination, and there's one other person, Taskmaster.
Oh, Taskmaster. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Taskmaster from Black Widow.
Riddle, kind of. The Riddle guy.
No, like Taskmaster from Black Widow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
the Taskmaster, but he's kind of like the spin-off of the Riddler from DC.
But
Taskmaster.
Taskmaster
was a task that you gotta master.
Taskmaster was Dreykov's daughter.
He's what?
Taskmaster in Black Widow was Dreykov's daughter.
Dreykov's daughter. Wait, Taskmaster is a girl?
In Black Widow, yeah.
Oh, for some reason, I
know in the comics.
In the comics, I'm thinking of like a guy with.
It is a guy.
A box with one of those, you know.
It is. I know who he is. It's Tony Masters, but I think.
Tony Masters. Yeah.
But they changed it up for Black Widow. I don't know why. I couldn't say.
Jeez.
But yeah, and I'm like, Ghost. I'm like, I haven't seen Ghost since like the second Ant-Man movie. Like.
Ghost is an amazing character, and they should bring like.
I know, like they had her sitting in the back pocket, and we haven't heard from her since like the second.
They just
Ant-Man.
I think that like a lot of those fucking characters, right? Like Jamie Foxx is something that is great as Electro. Just bring it back.
They did with No Way Home. Yeah. He actually had a role. He actually
give him a spin-off, you know.
Like a spin-off.
Yeah.
Like a limited series type of thing.
Not so much like a spin-off or anything, but like
a limited series.
Yeah. Like, or maybe a whole movie just dedicated to like the fucking Spider-Man villains all together. Like Abomination's one of the Spider-Man villains.
No, like Abomination's from the Hulk.
Is okay. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, sorry. Is one of the Hulk, but the Hulk and Spider-Man in the comics they fought. Technically, they were the villains of each other.
Yeah, but I don't think you know who like you didn't.
The Lizard, the Sandman, you know, Rhino, Doctor.
Well, I can tell you that some of those people, some of those people ended up in No Way Home. Well, yeah. I'll let you know who's in No Way Home if you want.
Throw it out there.
Doctor Octopus.
Yeah, I see that.
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin, yeah.
Sandman.
Sandman, yeah.
Lizard
King, yeah.
And Electro. So all those 5 come back.
That's nice. You said Rhino?
Rhino, yeah.
The Rhino was because he was in the.
He's in the first one, the first Amazing Spider-Man.
First Amazing Spider-Man at the end. He was right at the end, right? But like, I like that idea. I liked it.
Yeah, but they had him. I was gonna be like one more person that could have made the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like, but yeah. What do you call it? Yeah. But I was like, when I went, going back to Black Bolt's first situation, I was looking at your face when I was mentioning them, and you're like, you don't know who I'm talking about, do you?
I know Black Bolt.
No, like the Thunderbolts. I have
no idea about the Thunderbolts.
Okay, so like, you know who Yelena Belova is, though, right?
No idea who that is.
She is Natasha's sister, younger sister.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. U.S.
Agent is that's the Captain America. That's the whole Falcon and Winter Soldier thing. So he was supposed to replace Steve Rogers, but then this guy John Walker, he's not really like you know how Steve Rogers was like the pinnacle of a guy, like he was like straight and narrow type of thing.
Yeah.
U.S. Agent, not so much.
Okay.
He embodies what American exceptionalism.
Oh yeah, just kind of.
He's like, you know, just because like I'm from America, you know, what I'm doing is justified.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a summed up version, but still.
So he's like it's a villain, though, right?
No, he kills someone in cold blood. With the shield. I'm like, dude, why would you put the shield?
So U.S. Agent is the new Captain America.
Yeah, Yelena is the Black Widow, yeah. Right? Abomination, the Hulk, right? Zemo is probably like the closest thing you can get to Iron Man, consider like in personalities wise. You know how Baron Zemo tried to break up the Avengers in Civil War?
Yeah.
He's back again.
That's that guy that was okay.
Yeah, Baron Zemo's back.
Slimy guy.
Yeah, Taskmaster. And then you obviously, Taskmaster, Abomination, Ghost. So those, But the other 3, I was just like, I don't know if you do them.
So those are the Thunderbolts?
But yeah, that's what they're planning on doing. Like, I have a decent idea of what their lineup's going to be in the next little bit. I just don't know when they're dropping. Like, they're redoing Fantastic Four.
Yeah, all right.
They need to.
They got to reboot that for sure. Like, that last one they did, garbage, right? It was horrible.
And Ant-Man's getting a third movie. I don't know when that's going to be. You
think they're going to do another Marvels? Guardians of the Galaxy?
They are doing Guardians of the Galaxy. They're doing another one.
Third one? It's going to be the third one, eh? Yeah, because those were good.
I think that would be their last film, though. Or no. I think that might be their last one. I'm not sure, but I think they might be doing a Guardians thing. Yeah. Yeah, Ant-Man Quantumania. Ant-Man's getting a third one. They teased Blade a lot. They teased Blade in Eternals, so they're probably gonna bring Blade into this somehow.
I really hope it should be done with just Wesley Snipes.
I think that's what they're doing.
Get the old guy.
I think that's what they're doing. I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah, you
they're
think
bringing.
So?
Yeah, from what I've read, I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah, because he was perfect for that character.
Oh yeah, he was.
Really good.
Like just looks wise, I think he resembled Blade from the comics pretty well. Yeah. So I can't complain about that. Shang-Chi's getting a sequel.
Especially because he did know. I think he actually does know like Taekwondo or something. He knows some sort of martial arts in real life. So
I think so.
He was good at looking like he always knew what he was doing on screen.
I can't wait for that actually. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. I haven't seen the original one, so I probably want to see the
Speaking of Wesley Snipes, did you see that show with Kevin Hart? Him and Kevin Hart?
No, I didn't.
True Story. Do you have Netflix?
Yeah, but I'm barely on Netflix.
Okay. I would say just for that one thing, if you still have it, just for that one show, like it's with Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes, and I won't spoil it too much, but like they're brothers and like just kind of like the rich guy looking after his brother, freeloading brother, and gets him into fucking crazy kind of situations. And it's probably the best acting I've seen from both Wesley Snipes and Kevin Hart. They were like the show's called True Story, and I almost kind of believed like it happened. Something happened with Kevin Hart that kind of. Obviously, they take it to an extreme in telling it again, but it seems like it's almost like that did happen. Kind of, it was a real story that felt like it was just genuine.
I'll watch True Story if you watch Stranger Things.
Stranger Things?
Oh, Stranger Things is so good.
Yeah, I literally only watched like 2 episodes, and I said, I don't know about this.
Well, so it's freaky, right? Yeah. It's a freaky show, so like.
Because they just got a new season, right? They just dropped it.
So like the whole show's premise is pretty much like there's this girl who's been experimented on by like the secret level of the government.
Yeah.
Like she has telekinetic powers and everything. She escapes into like this small town in Indiana where she meets the main characters, right? And then so since there's this other dimension called the Upside Down, which has like monsters and stuff in there, so monsters seep into the small town, right? And unfortunate events occur.
Yeah.
Literally. So that's what all I can say without spoiling it, though.
I'll get into it then.
Yes.
For sure. I'll have to.
I was gonna be like, you should before July 1st, because that's when they released the last 2 episodes of the last season.
Well, the best thing would be to wait till then, and then I can binge watch it in a fucking weekend or two.
I was gonna be like, yeah.
Like, once you start watching I remember, I think it was Breaking Bad, or even Better Call Saul. I could throw on that and let it just loop and just keep playing it.
Well, it's the same thing with me with Friends. I've watched Friends so often. Like, I just let it go as background noise, and I'm just like, it's the same thing with Marvel movies at this point. There's certain ones that are just like, okay, it's just background music.
Just throw it on,
yeah, because I've watched it too many times. Like,
it's almost like putting on a playlist of music at this point, right? Okay.
Yeah, well, it's comforting because then you're like, oh, it's familiar voices and stuff like that. You know what's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna surprise you. So, it's not bad. It's pretty good.
Should we wrap the podcast up?
Yeah, I think that went a little longer than I expected.
How long was it?
I don't remember.
A couple hours?
Yeah. Oh, and I'm like, I'm hungry.
Yeah. Speaking of eating.
It's going to be like, let's go get some food. I want to go get McDonald's or something.
You want to get some McDonald's?
I don't
Or Subway. We should get Subway.
Oh, God. It's going to be like, if I have to get Subway, then that means I have to wait until I get home to eat it. Yeah. Whatever. Well, I'll decide on the way.
All right, yeah. We'll see you guys next weekend.
See you next time. I'm always